Talyxian Stalkers, also known as T-Stalkers or just Stalkers, are the species of cat-like beings that inhabit the world of Tal. They are comparable to many of Earth's felines, and as such, much of the Eltis people just refer to them as cats, Talyxian Stalker being their scientific name. These quadrupedal creatures share many of the surface features and details found in other Talyxian wildlife, specifically the inorganic parts of their head and various other details on their bodies. Their appearance has a wide range and variety, including their facial expressions and resting facial muscles. It is an important note that Talyxian Stalkers, while having an inorganic appearance, are not machines, cyborgs, or robot beings of any kind. There are some Stalkers that possess the ability to talk, but usually behave as animals with non-industrialized lives. Even though they can still show signs of high intelligence, Talyxian Stalkers are still treated as lower beings by the other Eltis races. Some Stalkers are even treated as pets or animals. As of right now, Talyxian Stalkers have not been given the same human rights that are granted to the other Eltis races. Talyxian Stalkers share consistent features with most Talyxian life. These include gray color flesh, tongues, mouths, and blood. The angular shapes of their body are comprised of fur that has been compressed and has hardened, which results in their body being incredibly robust. The strength of their fur is similar to that of keratin on a rhino horn, but the actual biological makeup of these parts is still unknown. Every Talyxian Stalker is born with an incredibly tiny hole around the size of 1 millimeter located in the central cranial region. It goes largely unnoticed by most and is something that can be considered a weak spot. If somehow an object similar to that of a needle were to prick that hole, the individual will immediately die. Talyxian rooters are the only beings who know the exact position of the hole, as well as how to perform euthanasia with it. Generally, all Talyxian Stalkers are born as hermaphrodites. When a Stalker conceives a child, 2 embryos are created, one male and one female. This normal development results in one embryo merging with the other. However, both sets of genitals will develop. Once a Stalker reaches puberty, they may choose which sex they will keep. This also determines their gender for the rest of their life. The position of breasts on Stalkers also varies between males and females. Males have their breasts located on their upper chest, similar to humans, while mature females have multiple breasts on their abdomen, similar to quadrupedal animals. Newborns have their nipples located at the middle of their abdomen, and will develop into either male or female sets according to the Stalker's chosen sex. As a note, some Talyxian Stalkers do not fall into this common anatomical description. While it is known that Talyxian Stalkers are capable of engaging in sexual relations with members of the Eltis species, people deem this issue very taboo, often shunning or ostracizing members of society who would engage in such acts with Stalkers. Regardless of their level of intelligence, a Talyxian Stalker is still at its core an animal or beast, a highly mimical one at that. A Talyxian Stalker's diet consists primarily of raw, fresh meat. They are technically considered omnivorous, but still prefer meat more than fruits or vegetables. Stalkers who live within urban areas often have difficulties finding raw meats and instead only have access to processed or cooked foods. Because of this, the quality of an urban Stalker's fur is rather poor compared to their rural counterparts. Stalkers hunt small animals or insects, but Stalkers of a larger size can hunt deer-like creatures. While urban Stalkers can scavenge food from garbage or small pest creatures, the rural counterparts, and even some urban Stalkers, will feed on the Eltis. Stalkers responsible for pest control are treated as such, much like Earth's house cats. There are even some Talyxian Stalkers that may not be confined to their common diet and eat minerals instead. Talyxian Stalkers can mimic behavior, emotions, and can even imitate speech. Some can succeed very well, especially ones that are treated right and live nearby or within Eltis villages or cities. Despite having a high capacity for intelligence, Stalkers have low interest in higher intellectual pursuits, instead preferring to spend their time hunting, eating, mating, or sleeping. Huh. That sounds familiar. Most Stalkers are treated as talking feral cats, and those who get a job the same way as a member of the Eltis race would are few in numbers. Those who work with members of the Eltis have jobs such as digging or dentistry due to their ability to find mineral resources and identifying decayed teeth. It is worth noting that Talyxian Stalker psychology is strange, as most have a strong, finicky, biased way of thinking, along with sexual deviancies for unknown reasons, showing sadistic or masochistic behavior. After the year 70 in the Rain calendar, new laws are employed guaranteeing the definitive rights for Nevrians and treating them as the third race of Goldring. In addition, some Talyxian Stalkers have become eligible to get somewhat of the same rights as an intelligent race. However, Unlike Nevrians, Stalkers need to individually go through certain procedures before being acknowledged by the Eltis Society. Even after these close examinations, they are still considered only half-sentient. It vastly depends on the Stalker's ability to identify itself and behavior that it itself is able to display. Talyxian Stalkers are an interesting species, but the important takeaway from them as a people is that their level of intelligence and true cognitive abilities are speculative. As of right now, a Talyxian Stalker's intelligence is based on individual opinion and possible changes to Vilous lore. When Talyxian Stalkers receive their updated canon information, we will revisit this unique and beautiful species. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who has watched and supported these videos over the past few weeks. It means a lot, and I couldn't have made it this far without you. I want to give another big thank you to both Drago and Coju for making these videos as accurate as possible. Go check them out over on Twitter. As for the future of these videos, I will be taking a break for about a month. I'll use this time to rest and better structure future videos. I'll also be going to Midwest Fur Fest this year to meet some of the amazing people that make up the Vilous community. Thank you to everyone. I'll see you in a month.